Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor. Welcome to my YouTube station. I've worked thousands of cases for the IRS. I was the IRS, so the stuff I tell you is really, really important to you because, like I said, I was the IRS. Most people, when they go ahead and they have an IRS tax debt and they get a letter or notice, the first thing they do is they react. They react. It's a knee-jerk reaction. That's what people do. They get all nervous. And what they do is they don't know what to do, so they call the IRS. And if you owe IRS a tax debt and you call IRS when you get a notice, unless you're going to pay it in full, that's the worst thing that you can do. Why? Because IRS agent, when they pick up the phone, they're going to say, can you pay the tax in full? Once you say no, you start a whole other clock that IRS says, uh-oh, they can't pay the tax. We're far better to start going after this person because we don't know what that person's going to do. They can't pay it, and so we better start taking at least some letter action and start moving up the cycle of letters. And that's what they can do once you tell them, we can't go ahead, you can't go ahead and pay the tax. It's far better to wait and know the letter sequence. They're going to be CP14, CP501, CP503. When you get your CP504, that's when you or someone else has to call. But by then you should have an exit strategy on what you're going to tell IRS and what you're going to do. If you don't, that's when you're going to get in trouble. So if it's a small amount and you think you can take care of it with a payment plan, or you're really broke, there's nothing wrong with calling the IRS. But if you have a larger debt, do not call the IRS. Let somebody else call them for you to, and by the way, as soon as if you called us, we're going to have an exit strategy. We're going to know whether we're going to file an offer in compromise, a payment plan, or put you in uncollectible. That's what we know ahead of time before we call them. So we've already figured out what we're going to do. Never call them unless you have an exit strategy. Make sure all your tax returns are filed. Thank you for listening. Give me a subscription if you would. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.